Fight fans, moviegoers, Jedi's and Sith. I'm your boy Jay Gatto, and welcome to the Boxing and Jedi's Temple. And you know what has dawned to me today? What has dawned on me is that, and this is the last video I'm gonna make on it. Let's not mistake in that shit. It's just, you know, everybody, even uploaders and subs that agree with this shit, with the James Gunn giving him another chance, and uh, it's just wrong. And I'm not sure if you guys really realize this or not, but by Disney hiring James Gunn back, they've given the power back to basically almost every SJW writer out there and the trolls to actually rub in our faces that we took a major blow. This is a major fuck you. And basically, guys, we're gonna have to admit it. We took the dick in the ass. I mean, Disney just basically said fuck you. Now there are a lot of conspiracies. I don't give a shit about that. Yeah, Disney never fired James Gunn. No shit. No shit. That's why I didn't pay any attention to that when they said that. I said that it was a very, noble act on them to do that, but I'll believe it when I see it. And a couple of months down the line, oh man, you see a lot of flip flopping, and I'm calling it out. Reason why is because I am a father of three. Just became a grandpa, my oldest daughter. Uh, I have two that are on the rise. The shit that gets me upset here is that there are certain uploaders and not a lot of uploaders now from what I've seen after this, and to actually have children and to agree with, okay, a guy telling pedophilia jokes, 10,000 of them. I can understand if it was one or two, that's enough to look at and raise the eyebrow on a motherfucker and say, okay, well, I got to keep my eye on this guy. But 10,000 tweets, and you can't condone this shit, man. You just can't condone this shit. You can't condone this shit. Give me 1 second. You cannot condone this shit. This shit cannot be condoned. I just don't understand. Try to fucking use the slider. I just don't understand why people aren't understanding this. Like, when we're on here, and especially if we're gonna tell the news and give our statements and weigh out, you know, our statements and shit. That we have a following now. We have a following, meaning we have a major responsibility. Excuse me. Helps the arthritis for all the new subs and anybody that's just coming along. Yes, it helps my arthritis. So, you know, you have a responsibility here. You have to perform what's called responsible journalism. I came from the boxing community, and the boxing community knows me for calling motherfuckers out, calling boxers out, or whatever the fuck it may be. I try to be unbiased as best as I can with every fucking fiber of my soul. I try to live by what I say a lot, and me being a Star Wars fan, a movie fan, a movie goer myself, I basically had to stand up when the shit started, and I'm standing up now. So when there are a lot of people unsubscribing simply because of this, because they don't understand why certain people are, backing something up that they condemned themselves. This is a big contradiction. That's a no-no. It's basically a sin virus. It's basically a sin virus. It's basically something where you cannot say you cannot judge my character when you're basically talking about someone else's character, and you're pointing the flaw of that person that has done something so horrific and so fucking, unhumane and shit, because pedophilia fucking it's nothing to joke about. There are people that have been hurt by that shit. And once you take a stand and you're like, okay, well, this is what I stand for, this is what's happening, this is what it is, it's wrong. You've got people standing behind you now. You've got people, feeling the way you do, supposedly. And then all of a sudden, months down the line, because you don't want to see a certain franchise go, or because you feel that it can bring change, or, you have to fight fire with fire. Or no, it's bullshit, because everything you said that's attached to what everybody's fighting for, which is Disney, melted, that has melted down. They have trickled down to everything from comic books to the movies now. I mean, it's crazy. And for people to say certain things are wrong and then flip-flop, it's something that you've got to take a look at yourself and say, what the fuck am I doing here? Now, you may not agree with what I'm saying. Some uploaders may get hurt in the ass by this, but maybe if you get the fuck off of your high cloud and you take a look at the people that do matter, especially if they're checking you, if they followed you, if they bought any of your merchandise, if you just can't dismiss them like that. You have to actually say to yourself, you know what? Let me reach out to this person, whether it's going to be in a private matter or a fucking, an open forum, but I want to know, what have I done wrong? Living life with that I don't give a shit, I don't care, I don't give a fuck, you miss out on a lot of things. And those things may consist of, your character being corrected by a person who's actually a fucking human being and really, really admired you to a point where they're like, yo, listen, this is not how I know you. Now, you may have a right to tell them, listen, you don't know me personally, but if you introduce yourself, if the first impression is what you're giving that person, then they do have the right to say they know you in a certain way and this is not you. So you can't contradict it. You feel what I'm saying? This is not fucking rocket science. Has something to do with, the character of a person. And if you're going to agree on things, if you're going to start something that's going to take a stand against something wrong, you can't go ahead and say, well, you know what, we can forgive this wrong, even though it's something that it's something you can't forgive James Gunn. First of all, he knew it was wrong. Why? His actions, deleting 10,000 tweets. And that before anything, 10,000 tweets of jokes, different jokes of pedophilia. Like, come on, man. Come on. That's immoral. You can't. It's not even one or two jokes. It's 10,000. And only people that don't take things seriously are the type of people that go through life, and then all of a sudden when something happens to their child, because they figure, oh, it's nothing, it's jokes, and then it comes up to it. Now all of a sudden, oh, everybody's supposed to look at your fucking dilemma and take heed and take pride in what you're taking pride in, and stand against that fucking pedophiliac in which they told you he was that way from what he said. You got a lot of people judging Michael Jackson with shit, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, But what's funny here is, it's basically the same thing. Now, let's get this shit out the way with the comparison of what Kevin Hart did and said, which was nothing because he's a comedian. If you weren't born in this fucking millennia in the 2000s, then you're not going to understand. You're an SJW off the back. You're new. And it was your responsibility for your parents or whoever your teachers were to enrich you with culture, to enrich you with history. and that's where they failed you, and you also failed yourself. You see, me, I love the blues. I love the past, what came before me. That's foundation. This is why I thank the Lord as well. Thank my Creator, thank the people that have supported me, grew up with me, and kept strong. And I've grown to be a grandfather. I've made it so far in life that I can continue to keep going because of what I've learned and based myself with, along with everyone that's following me as well, and people that are my friends. And you can only surround yourself with people that are just like you. You can't, and you have room for other people, but at the same time, you know there are certain ways. There's an instruction manual to everyone. There are certain things that people don't like that will not be tolerated and not allowed, and will be allowed and tolerated. And it's everybody's responsibility to know, okay, and what not, and what to do and what not to do. As friends, as boyfriends, as husbands, as uncles, as brothers, as whatever the fucks, as cousins. That's what it is. So, a lot of people, that are backing this shit up now, they have their own agenda, and those agendas, may consist of clickbait or, whatever. It's just a fucking joke. The hillbilly tendencies where they're like, they can put a fucking. I had friends like this. They can put a fucking M&M in a bowl of M&Ms. They put an M&M in their nose with no one looking except you. And you saw them, and who put it in there? You caught him out there because he's a fucking idiot and always doesn't take life serious. So you know, putting that shit in a bowl, and everyone will get sick, and whoever eats that, and the germs spread too, so other people will get sick, and then you've got yourself and that person that know that is very harmful. You feel what I'm saying? Is the same thing here. The hillbilly mentality. They think it's a joke, but they're not looking at the consequences behind it. Meanwhile, you know this shit, and you look like it. You're looking at this motherfucker like, yo, you're a fucking pig. First of all, second of all, you're an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, you must be dismissed. How are you putting an M&M in your fucking nose and putting it back in the bowl, knowing that can get someone sick? You disgusting motherfucker, right? And you don't even want to deal with that. Same thing here. Same thing here. The hillbilly mentality. They expect everyone to look at their perspective and see, it's just a joke, just let it go. No, 10,000 of them? No, that means that, and what's funny is everybody is being uncovered. Everybody's being exposed and it's Hollywood. And James Gunn still has a lot more. If there were 10,000 tweets and he deleted them, we don't know what else is to come. I want to see the look on people's faces who actually tried to give a pedophile a chance. No matter how good their work ethic is, no matter how good or great, once that's done, and you even speak of doing sexual perverted things even in just, it's still 10,000 times, it's still no, man. There's something wrong there. And people and I don't give a fuck. You may not like what I'm going to say, but there's something wrong with you. Okay, I can understand one or two jokes. Okay, fine, boom. But 10,000 tweets. Now, back to what Kevin Hart did. Kevin Hart basically came from an era where comedy was real. Meaning, the comedian was able to joke on himself and his problems and everybody related to it, joke on racial issues, joke on gender issues, marriage issues. I mean, everything in life, because that's what a comedian does. Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox. I mean, these legends. It goes on and on and on and on and on, right? Bernie Mac, Robin Harris, greats. Robin Williams, George Carlin, great. Patrice O'Neill. I mean, I can go on and on, man. It's just today's youth and whatever agenda they have, along with they're trying to erase all of that. So what was funny and real is now offensive. It's now Oh my God, I can't believe you called me this. It was, you can call somebody fucking around from when I came, you fucking faggot, shut up. Oh, but now you do that. You called me, what? Oh my God. Oh my God, you're supposed to get hung for it. You're supposed to lose your job for it. You get the fuck out of here. There is no dictatorship in this country. Okay? There will never be socialism. Not a third world country. You can stop this shit now. It's getting to a point that everything you say now, people are gonna oh, that's racist. That, I mean, it's ridiculous. And now with this shit, with pedophile rings being uncovered by the elites, and people coming out saying that they were part of that, they were victims and shit, and you're going to condone a guy who has the power to spread anything he wants by the masses, backed by a corporation who has millions and billions of dollars to spread that poison. And mind you, they have already been debunked with all the pedophilia fucking hidden messages in their drawings. Disney, of course. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys, wake up, get out of the fucking matrix. All you uploaders out there, you have a responsibility. This is why I'm speaking. This is why a lot of subs are just, and you guys are just looking at them. Oh well, it's their merchandise. Oh well, whatever. He don't know me as a person. Oh, I'm gonna be whoever I'm gonna be. That's some ignorant shit. That is some real ignorant shit. They meant something if they bought your merchandise and went along with what you said. But the moment they tell you, "Yo, check this," listen. Me as a subscriber to other channels and as an uploader myself, there have been times that have been inboxed or told in the comment section about things that I was saying on how I should, and I tried to adjust. I tried to adapt. But I also told them, along with that, I may slip up at certain times, but this is a different situation. I will never back pedophilia up. But what I'm talking about here is when your subs, which is your following, your fans, whatever you want to consider them, and it's more than one, more than five, more than 10 telling you you're doing something wrong, you're doing something wrong. You can't just whatever, and that you're being full of shit. You're not ready for a fucking spotlight. Understand exactly why the real fucking fan base, the real people that actually give you the nod and help you, and give you the nod and say this person's supposed to be up there, let's help him, and give you the risk, is because there's a lot of people that are full of shit. That's how right I am. And you can't be full of shit. You can't do that. If you're in a room and there are 10 people with no agenda, don't know each other, you guys don't know each other, but they agree that they've been asked a question. That square that's on the wall is red. How many agree? And there are 9 people, including yourself, and there are 8 people saying that it's red, and you're the only one saying that it's burgundy. Who's wrong here? You can even bring someone from the inside. You go and get proof, and that person comes in and says, it's red, man. You mean to tell me everybody's colorblind? There are 2 possible reasons why to you could be, could not be. But hidden between those is really one, and it would be because you're just an argumentative, fucking pretentious fuck. Ignorant, and you don't give a fuck how wrong you are, you're still gonna stand, and that's wrong. And that's what this generation, this era consists of, and it's fucking wrong. It's why you don't know nothing. Everything you try to put out there as to trying to, scrub and erase foundation, the past, and you're trying to set your fucking your standards have no foundation. They make no fucking sense. From politics all the way to movies to wherever the fuck. You just don't fit in. This is why it's so fucking strange. But it's okay. I'm grounded. I'm awake, not woke. And some may catch offense, and I don't mean to ruffle any feathers, but at the same time, you can shake my hand and thank me, because it's something you just don't do. And this is why I had to speak on it. I really had to speak on it. I had to come out here and speak on it, Even though I made a comedy skit, even though it's not right to back a person up like this. And then we lost. We took a major blow. Okay, Disney basically said, "Fuck you. You don't matter." Regardless, it was 10,000 pedophilia fucking tweets. We still need this man, and that's because of the backlash and the failure that Captain Marvel is and was and is going to be, continuing to be. Right? Oreo, stop it. So I hope people understand exactly where I'm coming from and the other subs are coming from, because what we're fighting today, it's morality. And if you're gonna stand up and say pedophilia is wrong, but allow this motherfucker who said 10,000 times, plus how many other times that we don't know, that hasn't been recorded? I mean, no, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. And this is not something where you can scapegoat with opinion. This is not an opinion. Children are not safe these days. They're trying to legalize fucking pedophilia. Some shit called Lambert or some shit like that. Look it up. It's not cool, man. And especially if you're a parent, no. I mean, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Ooh. Right? You got to look at yourself and say, oh, no, it's not cool. Ask yourself this question. Would you allow, right? Since you don't know how to feel about it because you're torn because of Guardians of the Galaxy, such a great series. Get the fuck out of here. No. Child safety is first. Whether it's your child, my friends, my uncles, it doesn't fucking matter. So let me ask you this question. And this should help you choose your right side. And possibly give those subs that are speaking the same way I'm speaking and the issue that they have with it, and with people being leaders and shit, until you issue an apology. Take a look at this. Let me ask you this question. Two questions. Would you allow James Gunn around your child? And question number two, would you allow him to make jokes about your child in a pedophilia way? Or in a way that a pedophiliac would do, like he did? Now, if both answers are no, you've got a lot of reflecting to do, guys. Otherwise than that, I'm Jay Cotto, your boy, telling the truth within the sport of boxing, Star Wars, the movie world, and life. God bless. Stay vigilant. Peace. Hashtag go back to boxing, and may the force be with you.